Okay, stop spectating the other one. Okay, I think stream delay might not be going great, but screw it, let's go.
All right.
Okay, hold up, we gotta play the intro. I love it. All right. That is true. I should turn off my notifications. Thank you. Actually, I think they are already off.
All right. So here we go.
Okay. Uh,
Galaxy Madness.
welcome everybody to Galaxy Madness Round One, the opening round. Today we're in for a match or a few matches. First of which is going to be between Tipico and Kuriboh 123. This is going to be a Barrow versus Roka match. Barrow is the most common planet being used in this tournament, with 17 decks including it, and um, it's gonna the match will get underway soon.
And while we're waiting, let me introduce the host, Mr. Showtime. And I myself am Aaron Gray. Hello, I exist. I'm also going to be helping with the commentary and stuff. And there seems to still be some confusion about what's happening.
Okay, just making sure the stream's all good. Okay, we got 9 viewers. Very nice.
That's 9 times the viewers I got on my stream. Okay.
Well, this is
So here
our
we go.
stream, not
It,
my stream.
it's the coin flip to decide who goes first. Kuriboh calls heads, tails is flipped. Tipico decides to go second.
Hmm.
They draw their
Okay.
cards. Tipico opting for the fast draw multiple option, while Kuriboh goes for the slow clicking C5 times option.
Okay. Not much to talk about early game. Same way every Chaos Galaxy game, but we'll see this ramp up quickly as our players get into their second and third turns. Let me lower my mic real quick because I saw somebody complaining. Okay, I think you can still hear me fine. And let's go.
First turns, remarkably, nothing happens, or rather, unremarkably.
Of course, of course. Pardon our commentating. This is our very first, but trust me, it will improve throughout.
Hopefully. So, Kuriboh already making a slight error of drawing on the first turn. Buys his creature zone, his battle zone, and let's see what he populates that zone with.
Maybe not anything. Oh, no, he's going to play Ground Knight. Okay.
Well, here he
But he
is.
cannot
The
go into a
first.
battle zone this turn.
And why is that? Can you explain that?
Okay, so the rules have changed slightly. for the competitive scene. And for Chaos Galaxy, now instead of drawing three and you can just attack whenever, whoever goes first draws five, but they go up to 8 stars, but they cannot attack. But the second player, they draw 6 cards and they go up 8 stars, just like the other person, but they can attack. So Tipico can counter this Ground Knight here, and he looks like he's going to with this ice Elixir.
So what Ice Elixir is going to do is prevent Granite from entering battle zones, basically turning it from a rock that's able to smash things into a literal rock that does nothing except take up space.
Yeah, that's a brick in his zone. I wonder if Kuriboh's running any counters to get rid of that ice elixir. He did play
It
a
would
creature, so
surprise me.
yeah, that is not very
It,
common.
so he's paying 2 stars for his zone, and here comes Card Consuming Cosmic Creator, which lets him discard a card to gain a bunch of stars. 6 of them to be exact. And he discards Ozo Block.
I'd say in early game,
So
this is definitely worth it for Kuriboh. Once you get later in the game, stars don't matter as much unless you're running a deck that really relies on getting tons of zones. So in his situation, using Barrow, I assume we won't need many zones, and he'll be able to build up stars easily. So playing that now is very, very good. Best timing.
and what do you think about discarding Ozo Block? I mean, the Ozos all kind of chain into each other. So do you think that gives his opponent maybe some information about him potentially having a second Ozo in hand? Or do you think that I'm going too far in my analysis here?
I think you're definitely going too far.
Well, I tried, man. I tried.
So, oh well, actually, he did have an Ozo, but it's not the
See?
scene.
I knew it all along. All right, here's Ozokai fetching out nothing, apparently.
And that's going to be 1 point for Kuriboh, and he's going to take the early lead. Okay, I'm going to turn up my volume real quick. Thank you, Mush, for letting me know. I actually just made it louder, or I mean quieter. Sorry. So I'll make it loud again. All right. It's Kuriboh's turn again, or is it? Um.
No, there's
Oh,
some
sorry.
contention about the fact that Kuriboh forgot to activate Ozokai's ability.
Hmm. Well, he did attack, so the turn should technically end, but we'll see if Tipico allows him to um,
Well, the
kind
thing
of
is,
reverse that.
it doesn't look like it says the word May anywhere on the card. So he does need to add an Ozo block to his hand, or at least attempt to. If he doesn't have any copies left in his deck, then he still has to look at it.
Yep. This is just some classic confusion. A lot of these players are new and haven't really gotten much experience. Like some situations only pop up like every 10, 20 games. So even like someone who's been practicing for the past 2 weeks may run into a situation they haven't before. So that's why there's been a little bit of confusion. But the play will clean up as we make it throughout like farther in the tournament with the better players surviving.
Definitely. And it's a very complex game, and so no matter how much you practice, there's always going to be something that surprises you.
Yep, definitely. I've had many of those situations. I've been playing for God knows how long. Okay, and
Okay,
it's
so the
Tipico's
game
turn.
is progressing.
Whoop whoop.
I'm sorry I cut you off.
It's all right. Okay, we'll see if Tipico has a counter to the Ozokai. Um, he does not need to counter the Ground Knight now. He can just leave that there, and that actually might help. He might just keep it there if he has no attack, like room to attack. so he can like just kind of build his deck and buy him some time to prepare. But oh, and he's gonna ice elixir both of them, so that's gonna buy
All
him
right.
plenty of time. And Tipico has a pretty big card advantage right now. Kuriboh only has two cards in his hand.
Which is because of that card consuming Cosmic Creator he played earlier, which is a card disadvantage machine. Although it does give him stars. So up to 5, buys a second battle zone. Um, do you think there's a good reason for this, or did he just want to spend his stars?
I think preferably you wouldn't spend these stars, and you'd probably hold on to them until you need. But I mean, maybe he has a plan up his sleeve, like maybe an orbit or something. Uh, but we will
Maybe.
see.
So here comes Star Path. This is a card that TP Cole likes to play a lot. So he pays 8 stars, and for every 4 stars you pay, you get to draw a card. So for 8 stars, he gets basically a pot of greed. So let's see what he makes with this.
The pot. I like the pot of greed comparison.
I mean, that's what it is, right?
I
It's
mean,
draw
yeah,
2 cards, but in this case, he had to pay 8 stars instead of paying nothing.
which is pretty pricey. Like you don't get 8 stars easily unless I guess you have two ice elixirs on your opponent.
Speaking of those 2 ice elixirs, I really think that decision of buying a second battle zone is going to bite Kuriboh into the backside later on because he could have saved up those stars, and at this point, he could have had a third creature zone this turn. And then the next turn, he could have populated that creature zone to get something. Instead, he has to just sit here and pass while his
Ooh,
opponent plays out
and a
some night
Gla.
jungle stuff.
That's very interesting. Seeing Gla in a Roka deck. I have not seen that before. And that's going to kill Ground Knight.
So what
Very
Gla
interesting.
does exactly kills Granite and also kills this Gook Tree of the Night Jungle, which will then draw TP Cole some cards at the end of the turn. Have I mentioned Pot of Greed? I will mention it again here.
Okay, Typical is going to buy another resource zone. I wonder if that's for a possible activate. Okay, no, activated activator. I think that's the correct order. Because you're gonna need
Well,
extra
you've.
zones for that. So I think
Mhm.
maybe he might have a big plan coming up, and he's gonna want those extra zones. So we'll see.
That might be the reason. Now that you've said it once, let's just call it AAA for the rest of the stream.
Yes,
Anyway, ignoring that, here is my boy Ground Knight back once again, moving into the battle zone to kill this Gla by smashing it with a hammer.
but the Gua already did his job, obliterating Ground Knight's friend, Ground Knight. This is
My
canon, by the
favorite
way.
friend is Aaron Gray as well, I think he's great.
Aaron Gray, the DJ, and Aaron Gray. You two make a great pair.
I used to actually, I have an account on a music making website, and I used to have an alt account that I would use for making bad music and making fun of other people, but not in a mean way, kind of. Um, and I used to pretend that wasn't me, so to solidify that, I would have arguments with myself. So I would log out of my account, log into the other one, leave a comment, then log back out, log back in, reply to that, and then keep that going to facilitate the charade that this was not in fact me. Um, I don't know why I did that. I really hated myself,
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
at least according to my own comments. It did work though. Nobody expected it to be me.
Oh my god. Well, there you have it, guys. If you ever want to fool some people and get away with being being
Okay.
rude.
um, Going back to the game here from my rather embarrassing antics, we have Kraka, which is a very important part of the Night Jungle deck. What Kraka does is he lets you recycle your Night Jungle pieces by killing trees, which is the reason this deck is so incredibly good is because you get to recycle your pieces over and over, your trees and your gloves, and you just get to attrition out your opponent. So we will see if TP Cole can assemble this kind of engine to try to lock out Kuriboh. Strap in, folks. This might be a long one.
Yep. Oh my god! Shockwave 5. That is devastating. And it looks like Kuriboh does not have a or a triple A to counter that. That hurts. Oh my god. That's going to put TP Cole at a huge advantage early in this game. And we'll see if Kuriboh's able to even recover from that. Because usually when somebody plays that, it might be over for the rest of the game. So we'll see how he responds. He does have two creatures on his planet to kind of buy him time, but that was a very, very good play by TP Cole there.
Well, you always take a risk when running that card, and in this case, that risk paid off. However, his opponent does still have the boomer, so we will see if that helps him. Did I say boomer? I meant boominator. And here is planetary field.
Oh my
So he's
god.
saying you
That
get to
is
have your boomer,
smart.
but you don't get to use it.
That was a really smart play by TP Cole. That means that Kraka will be able to kill Boominator, and Kuriboh will be on the fence. Uh,
Wait,
hmm.
our mod is saying that this does not work.
I'm pretty sure it does though, because the text says when your opponent would move a creature into a battle zone. So this should
Yeah.
be working. No, he didn't. Okay, we'll continue on the game and ignore Sylvan Advocate. Okay, moving on. Looks like Kraka will be able to kill Boominator with no issues.
All right, and this is the moment when we turn off the chat.
Okay, so we're gonna see what TP Cole will do with this. Oh my god, Sylvan. Okay, oh, he's gonna play another Gook, so more cycling. Very interesting. I wonder if TP Cole is running Terramorphing, and maybe that's his plan from by using Roka. I'm interested.
That's a plan that I came up with at some point during Test Tournament 2
We don't talk
when
about
I won with
that.
my hilariously bad Troll Roka deck, affectionately named Trollka, by strategically dodging Ryan in the bracket.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. So, I'll speak a little bit more about this. So Aaron Gray and I both made top cut. He was on one side of the bracket, I was on the other, and I faced Daubeny. Uh, and I think Daubeny like barely beat me like 20-17 or something, and Aaron Gray won his match. And they both met up in the finals, and somehow Aaron Gray was able to 2-0 Daubeny, which I don't know how that happens when you're using
I
Roka
I
in
don't
set
know
two,
either.
but yeah, it happened.
I was running too Omnius. That might have helped.
Yes, this is the most professional of commentary. Thank you.
Speaking of professional commentary, here is Kraka ruining Ozoblock's day by murdering him. I don't think there's a better way to ruin someone's day than that. And if you want to argue with that, then go ahead. I'm not reading the chat. I probably should.
Okay, Kuriboh is slowly building back up that hand, but he still is at a huge card disadvantage. And Kraka's going to attack for three, and Kuriboh doesn't have any answers. We'll see if he'll have any for his next turn. No response. Okay, so that's going to be 3-0 for TP Cole.
Well, if we take a look at Kuriboh's discard pile, we can see that he has not discarded any sort of anti-attack. So there is a chance that it's still in his deck, or there's a chance he's not running it.
I would assume he's running it, so there's a good chance he will use it eventually. Ooh, but he's gonna pass the turn and probably take another 3 points. Unless he does have a Beast of Black Hole. We don't know. Okay. Tipico is taking his time here. Oh, he's gonna buy another Battle Zone. And another Creature Zone.
And here's exactly the accompanying creature zone. But here comes the response from Kuriboh. Let's see what it is.
Ooh! No one
It's
runs
the
that!
anti-conjure.
Alright. That's a nice play. Okay, and he's going to go for the Creature Zone. And this is actually gonna shut down Tipico's plans for a turn. So I'd say that's actually not that bad to run in that situation. That may actually help him. We'll see.
When this card was first revealed, I left a very long and very angry comment under that video saying that the card was too OP. Um, I have to mention that this was before I started playing the game,
Wait. Oh my
and
god.
it has not been changed. And now that I'm here, I can confidently say that I was wrong, and the card is probably fine.
Oh my god. Wait. I think I was once reading the comments and I remember like a super salty comment about anti-conjure. And I remember thinking like everybody hated it for some reason after reading one comment. So I think that
That
may have
might have
actually been yours.
that may have been me.
That would be so funny. Oh my god. Anyway, 6-0 still. Okay. Oh,
Some
here
discussions about TP Cole's star level.
and here comes the Ozo Titan of Justice with the old card text, which he can still use himself for the ability. We'll see if he'll be able to use that. He'll have to have a Goss and a Barrel card in hand, but it looks like he does not, and he's just going to attack and kill Kraka. But that is a pretty big tank on the field right now that TP Cole will have to provide an answer to.
Yeah, also notoriously very good, especially being able to use himself. However, thanks to Shockwave 5, that ability has been neutered somewhat because he needs a, Gaios creature and a Barrow creature to be able to use the ability effectively.
Oh, and that's a Charge Blast. That's going to be 7 stars, though, so that's pretty expensive, but we'll see if that's actually worth it. Maybe TP Cole has a Phantom Matter or something. I'm not sure. We will see.
Well, considering his hand size, it's possible. But no, nothing coming out. Just a pass.
Hey, we reached 20 viewers. Thank you guys. That's great. This is like double my most ever.
This is 20 times my most ever. Speaking
Oh,
of 20 times, here comes Blaze Elixir, which doesn't allow him to attack 20 times, but at least 2 times.
just get rid of
Blaze
that
Elixir is
zero.
on this Angelital, um, which will allow him to score for 4 points.
And
And here's
Pentarellicus, interesting, but there's no creatures for him to kill. Oh, but he's gonna Beast of the Black Hole. That unfortunate, and that goes.
no
There
Dark
goes his
Space
entire
either.
hand. Oh my God,
Yeah,
that is rough.
that's like being Shockwave 5 to twice.
Yeah, that's
Do you
exactly it.
think do you
Kuriboh's
think
got
TP Cole
boots.
is running that card twice or just once?
I don't know. That would be really BM if he ran it twice. But that's so funny though. Kuriboh's practically been Shockwave 5 to twice this game already. If he wins this, this would be amazing. Oh, but here comes the Uram, and there's going to be absolutely no answer to this.
Yeah, considering his hand is empty, TP Cole can just run wild now,
Ooh,
and
he's going to give that. Okay, he can't kill that though, but that's going to give him plus 20, and that's going to be 4 points. No response. So it's going to
I
be
don't.
10-0.
I I don't want to be the guy who proclaims the end of this game prematurely, but I think this game is about to end, and I think we can foresee the winner. Um, I mean, I'm open to surprises, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep. This game looks like the snowball effect is starting, and Kuriboh does not have an answer. And oh, that's rough. So he's going to go up to 14 points. So it's going to be 14-0, and two more turns of no response, and the game will be over. Oh, but he does have a tonics. Does he have
Well,
anything to defend with that with or attack Uram with? Looks like probably
it's
not.
certainly something. It's going to stop the onslaught for at least a turn, unless TP decides to buy a second creature zone, which it looks like he's doing. So he's going to pay 4 stars for that.
Oh
And
no.
here comes Gla.
Oh no.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's going to destroy Tonex
And he's going to
in
give,
a non combat
I
way.
assume he's going to give Uram the plus 100, if I'm correct, from Heat's card effect.
Yep,
So,
that's what it
yep.
looks like. So
And that's,
that's the end of the game
oh yeah, that should be
because
game.
Gla attacks for 1.
Unless we see a beast of black hole. GG. Wow, that was a very
Alright.
quick game and a 20-0. Tipico is a kind of experienced player, so it should not be surprising that he's going to win with ease in his first match.
And the Night Jungle is a very strong deck. However, I think we shouldn't leave out Kuriboh's attempt. Like, this was an interesting deck. Like, if you look at the discard pile, you can see a Smud. So he's playing combiners, which we don't typically see.
Hmm.
Um, so I think this is definitely something interesting, and it just didn't work out in this case. But who knows? Maybe next time.
And let's just
So will
point
there
out,
be a next time?
I hope so. And let's just point out that's good sportsmanship from Karibo 123. Very nice. It's not easy to say that your opponent did well and say like good game after you get beat badly. So that's I a lot of respect for that. Okay, looks like we're gonna be taking a little break until the next battle is ready for us. So, Aaron Gray, do you wanna DJ?
I sure do.
Hell yeah. Okay, we'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Just you and me. Just you and me. Just you and me.
Searching for a man, all across Japan, just to find my samurai. Someone who is strong, still a little shy. Yes, I need my samurai.
Okay, we are ready. Okay, actually, I need to do something real quick. Hold up. Okay, we are almost ready. And it's a go.
Okay.
Okay, for our second match, we have Sylvan Advocate and Elements TCG pairing up. Uh, Shios versus Polysium deck. I think that's like the original like two big planet match. Like when everybody thought Shios and Polysium were the best, and they had the starter decks back in set one. That was like the legit match. Like two people were playing those decks. Stuff was about to go down. I wonder if we'll see that today. A throwback to set one, maybe.
Well, who knows? We will see in a bit.
Yep, once they
Game is
pull out
still
their
being
decks.
set up.
Also,
Someone in chat is excited.
I'll just mention real quick that that DJing was top quality.
Thank you. I try sometimes.
um, looks like what's it called? We didn't lose too many viewers during that little break, which is great. We still got 20.
All right.
Thank you guys for sticking around while we were waiting for this match get set up. Tipico in chat, winner of the last match. Can I go to the toilet before we start? Of course you can. Glad you asked. Okay, and they did the coin flip, and looks like Elements CCG will be going second.
All right.
Okay, here we go. They're drawing the first cards. This game's about to get started.
So, one element I would like to discuss with you that some games have, but Chaos Galaxy notably doesn't, that affects opening hands a lot is a mulligan. So, the way this works in other games is if you don't like your hand, you have some option of shuffling either certain cards or your entire hand back in to try and get a playable hand. This is especially notable in games like Magic, where you need lands to play the game. Obviously, not the case here, but what do you think about this? Do you think this could be a consideration for Chaos Galaxy, or is this not needed in this game?
If the game progresses and becomes a lot more reliant on heavy combos, I think we might see a mulligan coming, and I think it might even be necessary. But at this current state of the game, I do not think a mulligan's that necessary. The decks are mainly based off of just pure consistency, and that's usually what wins games. So I don't think we should see a mulligan in the next set or two, but maybe in the off in the future in a few years we could see it eventually introduced. Except this is
Speaking
all
of,
up to Zach, of course.
of course. Speaking of throwbacks to set one, here we have Barrow Zones. Are these from set one? I don't know.
No, those are
Anyway,
from set two. Good try, good
whatever.
try.
First card of the game, Fraxel. Now that is set two card. Anyway, what's the advantage of Fraxel in the early game?
Fraxel is a great card, not only for Shios, but in general. 4 stars to get 200 attack and 60 health while getting 4 stars back when he dies. He's very great if you're running an aggro deck. And we might be seeing that from Sylvan here today.
Well, we see a mirrored element, a mirrored zone setup from Elements TCG, but he does also buy a research zone.
Okay. Will he have enough stars to attack that Fraxel? I don't think so. I don't think that's his plan this turn. So it looks like he might be eating 2 points right here. Um, yeah, Liam, your crappy zones are very legal, actually. As long as it's not like anything inappropriate, I am cool with you using any custom zone.
Alright, so here's KO and Planet Pathway. So he gets to free play. Ironic that the Elysium deck is playing a card with Shios on the art, but yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Um, Friesland, that's actually a pretty good play if Sylvan does not have any answers for a while, and that KO is going to allow Friesland to kill Fraxel this turn and build up some power and health. But we'll see if Friesland will be able to stick around long enough to be a potential threat.
Now, unfortunately, because Fraxel dies, Sylvan gets his 4 stars back, which is going to be an issue moving forward for Elements TCG. Mm, because speaking of answers, that's what those stars are going to help Sylvan get, is those answers.
Okay, and we're going to see Shiozi and Lava Mole. And that will kill Friesland before he's able to actually set up. And okay, and Aaron Gray, can you tell us what the ability is?
So, Shiozin Lavamol has the same trigger as any other Shiozin creature of attacking and killing an opponent's creature, but it then rips an activator from the opponent's hand if they have one. If they don't, then Shiozin Lavamol has to die. Now, this is causing some confusion because
We got to make sure there's no cheating going on. We have to have the mods kind of look into the hands of the players because in a tournament of the stakes like these, like the big prize for first and second place, we can't allow any sort of cheating. We got to take uh, proactive measures everywhere.
so Elements TCG did not have an activator, meaning that Shiosian Lava Mole just decides that his life just isn't worth it anymore and commits seppuku. So now back on Element TCG's turn. Um, he gains the stars. He draws his card, which is the way that every Chaos Galaxy turn starts. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, here's Rosbos. He has enough power to make 2 points, and he looks like a frozen version of Trekatrank, which I think is cool.
He kind of does, and I actually I didn't see that before, but that is very cool. I like that. And
So, 2 points for Elements TCG. Very fitting name, considering he's playing the ice cards, which are kind of elemental.
I'd say, yeah,
Alright.
that is very interesting though that he used Planet Pathway earlier. I we haven't really seen that in any deck used. So I maybe we will see more of that if Element CCG goes for a run. Maybe he can like if he does well, maybe that card will become meta. We'll see.
I tried making for sale sign meta once. It didn't work, but I sure tried. Uh, speaking of trying, here's Super Spicy Curry Man, who's trying his hardest not to vomit, but it's not working.
I
And
think
he's
those
going
are
to
flames from the spicy curry. But maybe that actually
he's
I like
he's
the
vomiting flames. So
but
he
would that be
runs over
considered
Frostboss.
vomit? I think what if that's just a
Here,
flamey cough though? Like what if there's
who
just a
knows?
cough that's just like on fire? Okay,
Maybe
so
he's just a really good rapper and he's just spitting fire, you know?
shut up. Okay. So Element CCG is going to play a slush infestation on Sylvan Advocate's Battle Zone.
That's
And
going to slow him down a little bit, but maybe, there is the consideration of whether, okay, now that the Curryman is gone, it's definitely the right decision to block off the battle zone, making Sylvan invest in another one. I was about to say that maybe it would make sense to block off that second creature zone to prevent him from playing anything, but since that Curryman is gone, he now has 2 options.
oh, and he's going to pass a turn. We'll see if Element CCG will get another point here to raise his lead to 3 points. Okay, nothing going on yet.
So, it's Element TCG's turn again. He has his Cry across. Let's see what he does with it.
He's thinking really hard right now. He must have something really good in his hand because it seems really obvious that he'll attack Sylvan's planet here. But he's got to have something if he's taking so long. Either that or untap's lagging. Who the hell knows? Like untap, reliable sometimes.
I mean, the server performance has gotten a lot worse after everybody was locked in their houses by Mr. Virus that starts with C. Um,
Yep, good job not mentioning the name.
I heard that some channels got their money taken away
Oh yeah,
because,
yeah, that's
and
an
yeah,
issue.
so that's why I decided not to.
Well, it's not like I'm making any.
Anyway, we all still whatever. Let's not talk about YouTube stuff. Let's try and focus on the game.
Yep, and
So,
a little bit of confusion. Um, okay. They're trying to find out if Element CCG did gain stars on this turn, and he did not. So he's going to
there's
gain another
also
4 stars.
there's also about a Shios trigger that should have happened when
It did happen.
Super Spicy Curry Man
They actually,
died.
yep, they went over that, and Sylvan did draw his card, so he's looking good.
All right. So, uh,
Interesting.
okay. Expel was targeted from Cryocross.
Oh, he was
Um,
aiming for Shios, I think.
he wasn't aiming to do anything, as he said in chat. Didn't mean to
Oh,
target.
well,
So, yeah. Um,
interesting.
here's a second
Oh,
resource zone.
very, Anti-Amulet. Nobody really runs this anymore. Huh.
Nobody has ever done that.
Okay, I like that combo. And that's going to be another point, it seems.
I just forgot to read the T in that card, and I thought it said anti-Hamulet, and I was about to go on an angry rant about how could make something that was anti-ham, but then I saw that there was a T in there, and it's anti-Thamulet, and now I'm kind of relieved.
Yeah, this is a great display of Aaron Gray's intelligence. I'm just kidding. This is exactly why we picked him, to give him this kind of commentary.
Well, someone's got to do it, right?
Yep.
So here we go. We have the OG card himself, Manflucky, first card to ever be made for the game, and he's about to eat that missile so hard that Cryocross dies to the crossfire.
Well,
At least that's my head canon.
okay. Here's the question though. Is he technically throwing up that laser, or is
Oh,
that? I
I
think
always
that's a
thought he was
laser.
eating it. I always thought that was a rocket flying into his mouth that he's eating.
You're joking, right?
No,
You're not joking.
I is that not what it is?
No,
On second
he's
inspection, it
shooting
looks
that.
like a lightsaber.
He's shooting
Okay,
out the laser from his mouth at the opponent.
you have forever changed my perception of what a Manflaki is.
Though that is interesting. It does look kind of odd, but I'm pretty
Well,
sure it's a laser coming from his mouth, not someone else's.
well, maybe someone in chat can answer that.
I mean, Zach's here, so okay. He's
Maybe.
he's firing the laser. Zach said it in chat. I told you. I don't know.
Okay.
It does look like a lightsaber too. Okay. Well, moving on. Um, Using the ability of Antith Amulet, looks like Element CCG is going to free play Frozbaz. Wait, actually, hmm.
So,
There's a bit of
um,
confusion.
let's go on a bit of a journey and actually read what Antithamulet does for all the people, including me, who were too lazy to read it and don't remember it. So, Ryan, tell me, what does Antithamulet actually do?
Oh, of course you passed it to me. Okay. So, basically, what you do with Antith Amulet is you attach it to your creature, and when it dies, uh, depending on the planet of the creature that it belongs to, it activates one of these abilities that's in its card description on the right side of the screen. And for Polysium, that would be free play any one creature from your hand So he's going to free play Frostboss, it appears, using Antith Amulet's ability, and he's going to attack and kill Manflaki with that. So that's a very good play, actually, using an off meta card.
Well, who knows? It might not stay off meta. Coliseum creatures are a thing that gets played, Cranchon,
Yeah, definitely.
well known big boy. And if he gets to play another big boy, that might be a thing. Anyway, speaking of big boys, this is not one of them, but it is Schwab and Chariot, who is weird.
Yeah, very high attack, very low health. So even with Polysium being mainly defensive, I don't think Polysium should be struggling to kill Dwarven Chariot.
You know what? Zach said he actually likes my missile idea. Anyway, here's Pelfam, bouncing Schwab and Chariot, getting in for 3. Classic card, the one, the only, big brain monstrosity with way too many appendages. At least I think those are appendages.
You have a lot of ideas, Aaron Gray. Okay. Element CCG is going to go up 6-0, and that's a pretty good lead early in this game, but his card advantage, he is lacking on the cards, so Sylvan might be able to turn this around soon, uh, as long as he can keep the pressure from uh, continuing.
Well, here's Sylvan's first resource zone of the game, and that's what he wanted it for. This Galaxy Crash.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad play if he plays a Phantom Matter or some other huge creature, but we will see. Also, somebody asked in chat, are these streams being recorded? Yes, they are. I definitely plan to upload these streams, or like I'll either upload them with no editing, or I might go back and edit them. Um, I'll decide that later. But these streams are being saved. Oh, and he's
How big
ooh,
is that Blaze Elixir right now? Letting Sylvan get in for 6 points in total.
and that's gonna tie the
Completely
game.
removing Elements TCG's lead. And yeah, as you said, tying it.
That was very
So yeah.
big, and Torben Cherry is still a threat. And if it goes unanswered, that could be another 6 points, which would put Sylvan up to 12, and that would be in 2 turns, 12 points. That is huge. Oh, but it
Correct
looks like
me
we
if
got
I'm
an answer.
wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Blaze Elixir is limited,
Yes, it is.
so you can only play one copy. All right.
You're scaring me for a second.
So and
I thought he was playing two, and I was like, oh no.
no, I just wanted to show that there's a good reason for that, and that is because it gives aggro decks more aggro than they potentially should have.
Yep, and
Here
it
comes Bubbo.
and it benefits Barrow a ton because Barrow's nature of being able to flip power and health, which kind of bypasses the rule on uh, Blaze Elixir in a way. So it definitely needed that half ban. And also, hello Bunsen Burn in the chat. It's good to see you back and watching the stream.
Um, I just want to mention, after the new lore video, we now know that Bubbo is actually made of mystical beasts of the deep spit, or splot, which uh, makes it so much worse. Uh,
I think it makes it better.
you think it makes it better? Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. That's actually disgusting.
Well, here's Schwegel,
Very
who
low
is
creature. Oh, wait, I think I know what we're seeing from Element CCG. He's playing tons of these low Polysium cards. What I think we're seeing is a Diabo Kadra deck. Because we haven't seen like
that.
Crunch on or
That is
anything.
a good point. So enlighten me. What does Diabocadra do again?
Okay, so Diabo Kadra, when you play him, his power and health becomes the total power and health of all the 1 and 2 star Polysium creatures that are in your discard pile. So basically, towards endgame, he should be like upwards in the like 400s, and He's a complete beast, and for only 7 stars, that's a pretty good deal. And we could see that pulled out. Honestly, anytime now, because as soon as the Schwaggle and Bubble die, it's gonna be pretty powered up. And
So
also,
you're telling me that even if I kill Element TCG's Schwaggle, he's not going to care that much because it just powers up his dude.
um, well, it really depends because Elements TCG uh has a pretty small hand, so maybe does want to stall.
We have had a correction on the Chaos Galaxy lore by the man himself, who mentions that Bubbo isn't actually made of splot, but he lives in it and his car is made of it. So, we were wrong all along.
Oh,
Instead of
Bubbo's got a
being made of
car.
splot, he just lives in it.
Oh, what's up,
That
Wrath of
doesn't make it
Course?
worse at all.
Hello, Wrath of Course TCG. It's good to see you here, especially since this is like now your game. I respect that.
Okay, here's a rock with arms with more rocks on it, also known as Boldwip, and his buddy Schwarb and Chariot, number 2.
Oh, and
Or is this the copy that was bounced? Let
we
me see. No, this is the second copy.
okay, and we kind of didn't mention it, but earlier in like about a minute ago, Sylvan Advocate used Enderman's Telescope, and he actually pulled an Ominous from that, which is the best possible card you can get from that, because he got 10 stars and Ominous added to his hand.
That sure is a good pull. I didn't even notice that. Uh, I'm sorry, I was talking about something else. Alright, going back to Elements TCG's turn. Let's see if he does something cool.
And there's a crunch on. That's going to be really good.
Notable big boy and now also antagonist in the lore, at least somewhat. He's going to murder Twerp and Chariot. I like to imagine that he eats both of them and then spits out the chariot without the rider. Uh,
I think he's big enough that he'd just like swallow the chariot, honestly.
yeah, but like the bones have to go somewhere, right? Or do you think Grandchild is ingesting the bones as well, or
Uh,
digesting them?
he he probably like probably the acid of his stomach just digests it. Like he's big enough, he probably won't put any dents in him. Probably won't hurt him. I think he just
All
eats whatever
right.
he wants.
Well, here's another big boy, Meltalon, who starts off really big and then gets progressively smaller. Uh,
Ooh,
Here functions great as a removal spell. Notably, on the first turn he comes in big enough to beat over Ozo Titan of Justice, so this might be a meta call.
so Meltalon. Oh, he's just gonna pass. So Meltalon is now at 300, 300. It seems. And that's still gonna be 6 total points if Elements TCG lets it
Uh,
go through.
350, 350, right? Because he goes down by 50 power?
Yeah, every single turn. So he loses 100 every time it rounds back to Meltalon. Oh my god.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's isn't that funny? Look at that. The Meltalon is uh and there's Beats of Black Hole, but Element's TCG profile picture is a Meltalon and he's getting attacked by Meltalon. So that's what Sylvan was doing when he targeted the picture. So very
Ah,
funny
right,
not.
okay.
But he is going to Beast of Black Hole that, and it's going to kill him and wipe the board for Element's TCG to give him an opportunity to attack Sylvan freely.
So let's see if he uses that opportunity or not. He draws his card, gains his stars, and here we go. Let's see a
Ooh, there we
play.
go.
Zeta Ray Mantilosis. Very interesting, considering that the deck hasn't shown a single Nana Ray so far,
Yep, I think
or
he's just playing.
Relentless.
I think he's just playing it for the Polysium, like just because it's Polysium. So that's going to be 4 points if Sylvan Advocate does not respond to it, which we'll see. Hold your breath.
I refuse to do that because it's probably going to take a while.
Very smart. Yes. Don't hold your breath, guys.
I mean, do if you underwater.
Yeah, if you're underwater, like if you're in Polysium, depending on where you are, it
Maybe
might be
hold
the
your
best
breath,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it goes
Anyway,
through.
that attack goes through, yeah. Pushing elements TCG up to 12 points to 9. So, bit of a lead here. Still at a card disadvantage, but he does have a big boy on the field. And sometimes that's just enough to win the game. I mean, he hasn't yet, but you know.
Yep, he's approaching it. Oh, but Pelfam's gonna bounce that. Actually, yeah, he's gonna bounce that, but he will,
Yeah.
if he gets enough stars, be able to bring that back eventually to kill Pelfam. But Pelfam's gonna take that points while he has it. Ooh,
But I think that's the important thing is if he gets enough stars, and that's going to take him a while. But here
that's
is
very interesting.
extra extra small rescue.
To the rescue.
Well, yep. So, extra extra small rescue is going to throw a creature in the way.
Okay, and Sylvan will not be at 12. Uh, he should
And
probably
he
fix that.
chooses Transponge.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's very off meta. I've not personally seen it even like through the entirety of like the set 2 meta. Well, actually no, that's set 3. That's it. Sorry guys. um I have not seen that yet though. Anyway, um and Transplunge is going to die honorably.
He sure is getting absolutely smushed by Pelfam.
And Zach mentions in the chat, extra extra small rescue is such a freaking good card in Felicium. His words.
I appreciate the self censorship there.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. We're trying not to go over top with the
Swear.
language. I put it conservatively. Okay. Bubbo, is this just gonna wall, or does he have a KO? Or maybe this is just building up for Diablo Kadra, and maybe like
Maybe.
stalling, because he'll get if he doesn't play. Oh, and there is a KO, so that's gonna kill Pale Fam.
Yeah.
Very good response. Elements TCG has been holding on very well with such a low amount of cards in his hand. We'll see if he can continue that up until the end of the game.
Alright. So, notably, the cool artwork for KO, the reprint in Legend of the Cosmos, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh, yeah, that is the ridiculously rare reprint from Legend of Cosmos. I think I have a real life copy of that card. I definitely do. It took long enough to get a single
I
KO.
don't. Alright. So here's Enderman's Telescope again. Let's this time actually
Ooh,
talk about what he flips. He flips Wombam.
very interesting.
What
So,
is a Wombam and how can I keep it out of my house?
yeah, I don't want that thing anywhere near me. Um, so he's going to get 3 stars for that, and this Wambam
It sure does a thing.
um
When it's killed,
at a battle zone.
adds a
Like he needs any though. He's got 3 already.
yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah, he's not going to be needing that. But he is going to play.
However,
Ooh, Wild Wing! Guys, everybody, Pog in chat for Wild Wing right now. Pog.
yep, there he
I
is.
need to see all the Pogs right now.
Anyway, Wombam, notably big enough to run over Bubbo, which he promptly does. And here comes that 3-point attack from Wildwing.
No response, and that's going to tie the game.
I actually really like Wildwing. I think it's a great card.
It's
Like,
definitely
unironically.
underrated. Yeah, like people would like think it's just a pure meme, but it's actually like nice, especially in like Knights or like Roka. Like you should be using it. Oh, here we go. Here comes the Pogs. They're rolling in for me.
Uh,
Oh my God, this is great. Oh my god.
Okay, so
Thank you guys.
back to Sylvan's turn. Elements TCG not drawing anything, so he's about to take five,
Yep.
no, 4 points of damage unless he has something
And
that he
he
can do in response.
he has already used his Beast of the Black Hole, so that is not good for him.
Yeah, and looks like no anti-planetary field either, so that's just if Elements doesn't draw anything
Oh,
here,
oh, there it is.
well, there
That's
he
the one that
is.
was that got bounced.
It's the Zetterate Mental Losses, quickly taking out the Wild Wing,
Elements
and
TCG
he's here.
has to hope that there's no KO sitting in Sylvan's hand right now.
It is a 7 card hand, so it might happen.
And it
Sylvan also
appears
has enough stars to afford Charge Blastering this thing twice, so we will see if any removal comes out.
he has
You
not used
see,
KO.
this
Ooh,
this is where you could play for Sale Sign. You could totally just buy him out. Anyway, here comes a notably better card than for Sale Sign. Shiosian Lava Behemoth. Uh, the OG 490 power, almost as powerful as a Grand Charm, blowing up that opposing resource zone. And that's going to be game. No response declared from Elements TCG. Good game.
that
Sylvan
is
moves
not
on.
game.
It's not game. Am I stupid?
Aaron Gray, come on, man.
Am I stupid?
Yeah, it would
Oh wait,
seem
that.
he attacked.
All right, yeah, I am. Sorry.
The game
Anyway,
continues. Guys, that was Aaron Gray. That wasn't me. Don't rag on me for that. I didn't do anything wrong there.
you're free to rag on me as much as you want. Anyway, here's Schwarzbos
And
taking out the Wombat.
looks like if that's just gonna stall, see if Elements TCG can pull anything that will help him against this beast, the lava behemoth. Oh, and there's the battle zone from Womban's ability. 4 battle zones, I think that's very unnecessary, but Sylvan can do whatever he wants, I guess. Nothing stopping him from playing 4.
All right, here is Three-Headed Robact, a card that exists. Uh, I just I was about to make some sort of Hydra joke or a Diablo reference or something, but just no. Anyway, it's actually the end of the game this time. GGs have been put in the chat,
GG's.
and
Final score
that
is
is
20-12. Sylvan Advocate moves on. Very well played game, both sides. Elements TCG
definitely.
had the early lead, but Sylvan Advocate, with the use of Blaze Elixir and his just uh, rapid 4-star aggro deck, was able to overcome that deficit and propel himself to victory.
All right. So, do we have another match lined up?
Let me ask chat.
Ooh, here we see Element TCG's hand, which consists of 1 Slush Infestation and 2 Swirlpools, uh, which
Ooh,
wouldn't help that much against the
yeah.
opposing hand of Omnius, Meltalon, uh, Magmolf, Manflaki, and Bamumu. So, yeah, that's basically it.
Uh, Tomato Fries Land. I see you want to play on stream. Your opponent, Goose Cards, is he online right now? Because if you can get him online and start your match, we'll commentate yours next. Okay. Aaron Gray, you want to go back to DJing while we try to figure this out?
Looks like it.
All right. Okay.
How
We'll
about
see
we
you guys
start
in a few
off?
minutes.
Close your room に言い聞かせて tonight 君の舞いちゃんただのベイビーボーイちゃんそして今日も嫌なまま後悔 I wanna give you my I wanna give you my I was in the dark just waiting to be found. My heart was locked away and beaten to the ground. I tried to find my way, but there was no way out. But when you're close to me, whenever you're around, you take the pain away, you make it worth the wait. And I pray that I will have you in my life always. And when my hope is gone, you make me keep the faith. I guess what I'm trying to say is, baby, you've got me falling uncontrollably in love. Never felt this way. My heart, my soul, but baby, that just isn't enough. Hey, I wanna give you my name, my name, my name. Hey, I wanna give you my name, my name, my name. I wanna give you my. I wanna give you my. I wanna give you my.
Okay. Uh, we are back. Okay. We'll just wait for Aaron Gray to join us. Actually, let me message him real quick. Sorry. Sorry, just one moment, guys. I think Aaron Gray's enjoying himself.
All right, we're back.
Okay, we're back, guys.
I had to cut it off right before the drop. Very sorry. We will return to that song probably at some point.
Yeah, this is the last game of the stream, but we will be back tomorrow at the same time. So if you want to be on stream, message me and I can set you up with a time spot and we'll stream you tomorrow. But uh, for now, let's focus back on this match. Uh, Today we have Tomatoes Fries Land facing Goose Cards, which is a Barrow versus Gaios matchup, which is a very set two throwback, like Night Jungle versus Control Barrow, but also like Night Jungle versus Boulder Dragons, which is actually what this match is going to be. So,
Right, you have all the deck lists, don't you?
yeah. Actually, well, I don't know for sure if Goose Cards is running Night Jungle, but I mean, I don't think it's a wild guess, but I know for sure Tomato Fries Land is running Boulder Dragons.
All right. Well, let's get started then. Tomato draws his 5 cards.
All right. So Tomato Fries Land opts to go second, and we'll see if he'll do anything with that one. Yeah, we'll see if he'll do anything with that. He's playing Barrow, so I assume not. But I mean, if he just has like a Blaze Elixir and like a De or something, I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't just go for straight up 6 points.
Yeah. Right now we're still waiting on some technical stuff,
Yep, yep.
but after that's done, we will be able to begin this game.
All right, they're just figuring out how to reveal their hand to the moderator so that the moderator can make sure that there's nothing like foul going on. Of course, like I said earlier, so that the game remains clean.
That's what I was trying to express as technical stuff.
Oh, geez. I see Tomato appears he is disconnected. I do not know what happened.
Oh my goodness.
That might just be a visual glitch, but hopefully he'll be back shortly. Anyway, what do we want to talk about? Somebody give us like a topic in chat if we're waiting for him. If we're still waiting for him. There's streamed live, so it's gonna take a second. Once I see it, I'll mention it.
All right. Well,
YouTube just told me to take a break from watching my own stream. Okay. Okay. NFL draft. Here we go. Things are rolling in. Um. Okay. NFL draft. Thank God the Redskins got the Chase Young. got the Chase Young. Thank God Redskins got Chase Young. Go Skins. Whoop whoop. Okay. Moving on. Next topic. Tipico.
how about
Yeah, you're pretty good.
this Chaos Galaxy match that's actually now ready to start? Tomato is back.
Okay. Okay. Here.
Goose Cards has hidden his hand from me, and I've already forgotten what was in it. So, you know,
Okay.
clearly I have great memory.
Well.
Um,
Okay, Bunsen Burn. To answer your question, the decks we should expect to see are the big Polysium spammy huge monsters deck, uh, Control Barrow, Night Jungle, and Ozos. I think those will be the most common decks. We might also see Shiazu, but stuff like the Boulder Dragons are probably unique to this tournament, like what Tomato's playing. So that'll be something to watch out for to see maybe if it deserves to be mentioned in the meta discussion. Okay, back to the game. Okay, so looks like Goose Cards is going to he's going to buy a creature in a resource zone and pass a turn, and Tomato's going to pass it right back.
all
And
right. So I was about to comment on how maybe buying these zones without putting anything in them would be considered a mistake, because Guster is a card that exists, and is not to be taken lightly.
yep, of
However,
course.
I was immediately proven wrong by Tomato just passing the turn right back.
Okay,
Uh,
he's gonna
yeah.
resource conjure to get a second resource zone already early in this game. Very big zone advantage for Goose Cards at the moment.
The question is, are empty zones worth anything? in this kind of game state because Tomato has the exact same resources.
Um, I mean, it it kind of I'd say matters like a little bit if activators want to be played by Goose cards if Tomato Fries tries to make a quick move. But other than that, I don't really see it mattering too much. It may actually hurt Goose cards, like you said earlier, because Slush Infestation and Guster may just straight up remove one of those zones that he worked so hard for.
So here we see the aforementioned silly zones with this epic fish in the creature zone and this grandma with a gun in the battle zone. So, so
These
here
are
we have Big
top
Boulder
quality zones.
Dragon. Big Boulder Dragon. That's also a very set 2 thing, is custom zones. That was a thing for a
Yep,
while.
definitely. Yep, and
I mean, I have some.
I think it's going to be making a revival in this tournament. I think we'll see a lot of custom zones.
I mean, especially after we talked about it on stream.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw people working on it earlier today too, and I saw some like pretty cool ones, and I hope I get to see those on stream, or I hope you guys get to see them.
yeah. So, Big Boulder Dragon, the big boy comes out first.
And
So,
that
notably,
that does a
Big
tiny
Boulder
bit of points.
Dragon does include himself in his power boost. It says all creatures on your planet gain 50 power. All barrow creatures, sorry. And I can stop talking about Big Boulder Dragon now because Palfam is here.
And Big
And
Boulder
he
Dragon's gonna get
bounced.
killed. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's just gonna play it again and
He
kill
bounced the
Big Boulder
tree
Dragon.
and gets to kill this Boulder Dragon,
Oh, but apparently,
whose card's
oh,
miscounted and doesn't have enough
only
stars,
six.
as a moderator is informing us.
That is devastating because that means Tomato uh is going to have Big Boulder Dragon for another turn, and that's just not. That's going to be some more points if Goose Cards does not have another answer. Oh, and um,
We were wrong.
yep,
Resource
Tipico,
Conjurer saved him.
Tipico led us down the wrong road. His fault, not ours. And that one's our fault.
Oops.
Um, so that is gonna go through and kill uh, Tomato Fries Lands' Big Boulder Dragon. Okay, it's Tomato's
Someone in
turn.
chat is someone in chat saying that they wish Boulder Boys or Boulder Dragons, I guess, got more support, and that is an interesting thought. I mean, it sure would make them probably a bit more viable if they got more cards. Um, but we'll see. I mean, if Tomato wins this game, then maybe, as you said, maybe they need to be brought up in meta discussion.
Yep, and it looks like Tomato's not gonna play anything, and Goose Cards is going to attack through for 3 points. So that's gonna. Okay, that's gonna. Sorry for the confusion. That's gonna tie the game. Okay,
Yeah. So,
3-3.
loose cards. I would say that this is an early lead. Despite the fact that Tomato has more cards in hand, um, and some amount of stars, I still think that just having something on the board is rather important in this game because the only way to win is to have creatures on the board. Even if
Ooh,
you're playing the incredibly inconsistent strategy of I'm going to play cards like Cataplonk, you still need creatures.
and
So
Tomato's gonna play a de and flip it. De, or as like to call it, the Pelfam Killer, is gonna flip his power and health using the ability of Barrow,
yeah, this
kill
is a
Pelfam.
very set to play sequence right here.
Definitely. But De is very vulnerable right now, and we could see um, we could see De getting taken out very easily with practically any card except Gla. unless he uses the tree, of course. But that would be a shame that. Uh, actually, never mind. I forget what I was saying. I do not forget. Forget what I was going. No, I cannot say it. Okay, moving on. Tagma.
Here's Togma, the
It's
one and
just
only, and he's here to kill a very weakened deck. Um, so this is the second time we've seen Night Jungle on stream. However, we haven't seen Togma yet, actually.
yeah, that's
So what
very
Togma
interesting.
does is, if a beast of the Night Jungle, which is all of them, on your planet would be killed by an opponent's card, you can kill a Night Jungle resource on your planet instead. Now, what includes an opponent's card? Like, so card abilities and attacks? So basically anything, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And okay, oh, he's gonna use the ability of Tagma to draw two cards. Use with Gook, and Tagma is still alive, and Togma might be able to wall for a while if Goose can keep the trees flowing.
That sounds like some sort of expression about drugs in some way.
Well, I did not
Like,
intend that.
keep the trees flowing sounds like some sort of weed lingo. Speaking of trees, here's another one. It's Akru, Tree of the Night Jungle. So, uh, Akru has the ability of getting you Resource Conjurer from your galaxy or from your killed pile, which is very interesting because it means that Akru is never a dead card, even if your Resource Conjurer is already killed, which in this case it is. So I think you'd only run one copy of Resource Conjurer, even if you're running two Akrus.
Yep, definitely. I would agree with that. Also, someone asked in chat, "Can I reveal hands?" And I should probably mention this now. I cannot reveal hands because that risks up like people who are playing checking the stream and cheating, and we do not want that. So I am not risking that and not revealing hands, unfortunately.
Yeah, that along with it makes it more like in a paper tournament where we would not have perfect access to their hand. Usually, at least when filmed from a top down or from a side perspective, you usually don't have access to
Actually,
the.
I've seen the
Uh,
creative use of clear panels used where they put down like their bench or whatever, so you can kind of see from below what their cards are, which would actually
I
be
think that's
really
in
cool.
poker.
I swear I've
All
seen that in a
right.
TCG as well, though.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, here comes the crappy resource zone, as it is called on Untap, and a crappy creature zone.
Well, there is a slush infestation taking over Grandma, so make of that what you will. So Tomato is deciding what zones to buy. He ultimately decides on a resource zone and another grandma. I mean battle zone. And he will probably do some
Ooh,
smashing with that boulder dragon of his.
but at first he's gonna
But
play a
first he
Dark Space
plays.
Eater.
Interestingly, this is the first time this card has appeared on this stream, despite the fact that most decks probably play two copies.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
hit me real quick. What does Dark Space Eater do for the two people who don't know?
Actually, yeah, I know Bunsen probably has no idea because he's getting back into the game, so I'll let him know. This one's for you. Dark Space Eater. So basically, like you killed a card that's in your galaxy or your deck that like you still haven't drawn, and you place it in your face down pile or place it face down, and basically it sits there up until well it sits there forever unless your opponent plays that same card, like the same exact card, in which then he plays the face down card and it kills whatever card that their opponent plays, and he gets to add the card to his hand. So it's a very good card and it's very meta right now.
So let me know, what do you think did he um, put down with that Dark Space Eater? What are some usual targets that people want to not have played against them?
I'd say 90% of the time, the Dark Space Eater is used to put either Beast or Galaxy Crash. Uh, I I cannot make a guess right now. I think the better play is playing Galaxy Crash in that face down pile using Dark Space Eater, but it could very well be a Beast of the Black Hole.
All right, so this is the first time on stream that Gaia's planet ability has been activated. So let's go over
Oh
that one
no.
real quick.
And here comes Gla. So basically, Gaia's using its ability, it can kill a zoned creature and it goes to discard. Then it picks up a creature from your galaxy, pretty much searches it out that has the same amount of stars, goes to the hand, and then you can play it same turn. And he's going to use that to kill Boulder Dragon here and attack with Togma for 1 point, or Gla actually. Either will do the same amount of points. Um, oh yeah, he used the ability, so he can still add another battle zone, which he does, and he's gonna attack for 2. We'll see if Tomato responds.
So Bunsen, in talking about Dark Space Eater, he mentions Pithing Needle from Magic, which actually works a little differently. So let's just quickly go into that. Pithing Needle is a card that you play, and then you get to name any card in the game, and it shuts down activated abilities of that card, meaning that but it like with a certain restriction. But let's not worry about that. Dark Space Eater is a bit more restrictive in that you have to actually run the card yourself that you're shutting down. On the plus side, after they use the card, you get it into your hand. So there are a few key differences, but the principle is the same. It's a precision answer to a problem that you're anticipating having.
Yup, and Tomato still sitting on his turn. He's either thinking he's definitely got something going on, but he may just end up passing the turn here and letting Goose Cards attack for another 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that much damage, right? Like 2 points. Sure, it'll eventually win the game, but I don't think that for now he has to worry about it that much.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't do anything for like 2 or 3 turns, that would be a big deal. Uh, but now, not really. But he is going to play Pelfam and bounce Togma, and looks like he's going to kill Gla, which is a very smart play because if he did bounce Gla, Gla could come back and kill Pelfam using Gla's ability. So very good play, and it's really good to get Gla out of there early.
Yeah. Now he just has to hope that his opponent doesn't get to recycle him with Kraka, which is basically the big strength of the Night Jungle deck, is being able to recur Gla over and over and over again. So here we see Relihex Mine, which just cycles itself at the end of your opponent's turn.
So it looks like he probably used that to make his deck smaller. If we look at the total, he's got 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So he could have gone. I don't see the point of that, but uh, yeah.
Oh
Um,
well.
I mean, yeah. I guess it didn't hurt him at all. So we'll see if he has any answers. This Pelfam, who poses a pretty big threat right now, and would put Tomato back in the lead if Pelfam is going to attack through on Tomato's turn.
Yeah. Now, someone mentions another likely target for Dark Space Eater, which is Palfam, actually. Um, I haven't seen that myself, but it would make sense.
Yeah, I've had the same experience with it. I have not seen it, but I would not be surprised at all if that was used uh, on Pelfam, because Pelfam is a staple and very meta card, and you can run two copies of it, so it's very common.
All right. Speaking of Kraka shuffling cards back into shuffling Glob back into the galaxy, that's exactly what Goose Cards does right now. Uh,
And using Heat, looks like he's going to be adding 100 power to Kraka, and it's going to be able to kill Pelfam. Yep, he's going to add that 100 power, and Pelfam will be dead. But Kraka is relatively weak on health. He's got 190, so we could see Adadrox possibly come out and get his power and health flipped to kill that Kraka. But we'll see if Tomato Fries has that.
all right. So Tomato Fries. It's his turn. He draws. Let's see what he does with this turn. Goes up to his 5 stars. So far, I would say the Boulder Dragons have not been working out that well for him.
Yeah, but
Um,
Boulder Dragons do. His combo specifically kind of relies on the late game, so uh, I think we'll be seeing like the big combos and plays coming out later on. For now, I think Tomatoes is playing kind of more control, trying to build his hand while he's here. And okay, Strange Violet Boulder is going to be played by Tomato, and he's going to use a K on Kraka, which is unfortunate because Kraka is relatively weak, but that is a pretty good answer to Kraka because you don't want him to keep shuffling back cards. You need to get rid of him as quick as
absolutely.
possible. You need to do that with generally all Night Jungle cards. You can't let them stay out for long, or they kind of just start snowballing and making themselves even stronger.
Definitely. And if you let that go on for too long, they just kind of start looping infinitely.
Yep. So you definitely do not want that to happen. Okay, Goose Cards is probably thinking. Uh, we'll see if he actually has a play against the Strange Violet Boulder. It'll be interesting to see if Tomato will opt for, if Goose Cards doesn't do anything, if he'll go for a 1 point attack or a 2 point attack. Of course, if he goes for a uh, 2 point attack, then pretty much anything kills Strange Violet Boulder.
Well, looks like Goose Cards is not going to let him come to that. Playing Gorul, Beast of the Night Jungle. Um,
And they're going to trade
and
because Strange Violet Boulder has 160 health. So that means
yeah,
both should be dead.
the moderator is just informing Goose Cards of this.
Yep, he's doing his job,
Um,
not misleading us this time. Thank you for not misleading us like you have. And
all right, so
that clears the board for
Gorul.
Tomato. Let's see if he has something up his sleeve, if he's ready to go.
Yeah, let's see. So, goes up to 6 stars, more than last turn. So maybe he'll play something cool. Who knows?
Okay, and
Tomato Fries in the tank right now, thinking about what the best move is going.
he definitely does not have enough stars for the boulder, big boulder dragon, not big, berserk boulder dragon, and he's going to use a Phantom Matter on Pelfam, which is his best option, of course, from the choices he was given. And this will put Tomato in the lead if there is no response.
Yeah, Phantom Matter, very good card, has been limited for
And it
as
goes
long as I
through.
have been playing. Uh,
Oh, and Goose Cards is a bit confused, so we'll
right, Goose
explain it
Cards
here.
asking in.
Um, Phantom Matter, if you play it, Pelfam's ability does not activate because you need to cosplay the creature, and using Phantom Matter does not cosplay Pelfam, so he does not gain the ability of bouncing a card. So um, that actually makes picking Pelfam for its creature of choice for Phantom Matter a little bit. he's a little bit less of a desired option, but for Tomato Fry's land situation, that was definitely the best option,
Definitely.
and
So
that is going
here
to
comes
kill.
KO. Yeah, Togma runs over that Hellfan and brings Goose Card back into that game after that very, very temporary setback. Togma, of course, accompanied by a tree, Akru, we've already talked about, gets Resource Conjurer from basically anywhere, as long as you don't have it in your hand.
We will see if Tomato has the cards to counter Togma. It what it looks like, Tomato does have a two-card advantage. Of course, that is if he doesn't play anything. Togma would be attacking for 1 point to tie the game if Tomato does decide to pass. Uh, I'm not sure if Tomato has any great options to counter this Togma right now.
I mean, his greatest option would be just another Hellfam to pass the tree and then kill Togma. Um, well, he plays Berserk Boulder Dragon.
Ooh, that's slightly unfortunate though, because he's gonna have to attack Togma twice, which is very good stall. Berserk Boulder Dragon only having 2 turns, but he's going to attach a powerproof suit to that Berserk Boulder Dragon, so that Berserk Boulder Dragon's counter does not matter, and Berserk Boulder Dragon can actually survive as long as he wants to, using that.
Right.
And
That's pretty good.
it looks like Akru will be used, so Togma goes up 100 power, but that doesn't really matter against Berserk Boulder Dragon. He's gonna need either he's gonna need a KO if he does not want to sacrifice Togma here. Another resource conjurer is going to come
Yeah.
out, which
Well,
means
here's that Resource Conjurer again,
a fourth
giving
resource
him.
zone.
Yeah. I have been in situations where I have needed 4 resource zones, but that was in my Trollka deck,
Oh
which
god.
played a bunch of permanent resources.
Ooh.
Well, here's Ice Elixir to stop that Berserk Boulder Dragon
Okay, that does put a
in
stop to
his
his
tracks.
that does put a stop to his combo, but Tomato being a barrow deck, it's actually might benefit him because he's got that giant wall set up and he's going to be able to build stars and a hand, which may lead to even greater combos in the future and more answers to this Night Jungle deck.
I guess you could say Goose Cards told that Berserk Boulder Dragon to chill out.
That's a nice way to put it. Actually, oh, I
Okay,
didn't even realize there was a pun there. Oh my god.
there was definitely a pun. So, anyway, terrible puns
Oh,
aside, it is now Goose Card's turn, and he decides to just get rid of
oh,
everything,
it
wipe the board,
could
Galaxy Crash.
could
Let's get
could
this
we be seeing a
out
Phantom
of
Matter?
here.
Could we be seeing a Phantom? Oh, he's gonna use.
We
Wait.
see Black Hole Blocker.
Oh, and that's gonna work because uh, it's gonna kill Togma and Berserk Boulder Dragon, and that's gonna bite him. But why?
Yeah, and
Why
Togma
would he
still
put?
dies because Black Hole Blocker says only your cards don't.
Wow, that is a crazy play, and it looks like Goose Card's plan has been foiled, and Galaxy Crash is gone. So that is a very, very smart play by Tomato Fries Land.
Definitely, and a spicy include as well, but you know you're going to see Galaxy Crash, so it makes sense to include that card.
Yep,
Anyway,
definitely.
here comes a Gorul, Beast of the Night Jungle, once again, who can kill trees to gain stars. However, in this case, I think he's just here to sit here and be a bit of a blocker.
Yep, just in case Tomato does decide to pull out a creature to try to attack straight to Gaios for. So Goose Card's just gonna wall off, and Tomato's just gonna pass the turn. He's looking just to build his hand.
Yeah,
Goose Card.
that's a big element of this game, is building up your hand to try and find pieces of removal and combo pieces and just generally try and outvalue your opponent that way. And because there's no minimum hand size, you can absolutely do this for as long as you want.
Maximum, you mean?
Let's introduce a minimum hand size. You know, if you have like one card in hand, you have to discard that card because that's under the minimum hand size. That's not okay.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
But yeah, I meant maximum hand size,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay. Looks like Goose Cards is not going to take advantage of Garul's ability. Um, looks like both players are kind of just stalling each other out for now. Uh, but the big boys will be coming once this board gets cleared. And looks like it's not going to be by Goose Cards because he already used Galaxy Crash. So maybe these cards will be staying around for a while.
All right, here's Adatrox. His power and health being flipped, and he attacks over that Garul, I think his name is. Yeah, Garul. All right.
So that is going to clear Goose Card's board again. Adidrox, his ability allows him to be. He needs to be attacked twice to be killed, but a resource card like Galaxy Crash can just attack it without that ability. But Adidrox can attack for two, so Goose Cards does need to deal with that, preferably soon. Oh, and here comes Uram.
Well,
Oh,
he's the boss boy, and
wait. I believe he cannot kill. Because Berserk Boulder Dragon's health is 410, and Uram is only gets plus 20 at the moment. So that would not be enough. Yeah, and Tipico is um, telling that to Goose Cards.
all right, so that's a suicided
Ooh,
Uram.
that's a huge misplay.
That must hurt a lot.
That's 8 stars down the drain and your boss monster. And
Yeah.
Tomato's gonna attack for 2 points to put insult to injury.
Did you know that that's a magic card? Insult to injury.
No, because I do not play Magic.
Well, it is.
Thank
It's
you
a
for
split
informing
card,
me.
and it does something. I don't know what it does, but I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, so you know the card name, but you don't know like anything about it.
Give me. I know it's a split card. I know it's red. Give me a second.
And Tomato is going to attack the two. There is no response, and Tomato will be at 8 points. The score is now 8-5.
Okay, so insult to injury. It's a red card from Amonkhet with aftermath, and it does things. It makes damage not be able to be prevented, and it does makes the damage is dealt double, and the aftermath does 2 damage. So hooray!
Okay, thank you for the
Random
yeah.
magic factoids.
While we're playing with Chaos Galaxy.
All right. Speaking of Chaos Galaxy, here's a chaotic neutral
Ooh,
card. I guess it's
that's
everybody's favorite recycling plant, Kraka, Beast of the Night Jungle,
oh,
who's
and it
going
looks
to.
what it looks like is now actually Kraka will be able to kill the heat tree and give that power to Uram to finally be able to kill Berserk Boulder Dragon.
Yup, that is what it's looking like. So, Tomato Fry's Land's days are numbered.
But he does get the ability of Adidrox, so that will provide a wall for another turn. And he's been building up a hand, so it looks like Tomato will likely have a counter to this. We'll see what he'll decide to use though. Also, I forgot to mention, Tomato did not use Galaxy Crash earlier for the uh, Dark Space Eater because he would have just played it instead of the Black Hole Blocker to kill the
Yeah.
Galaxy Crash and put the Galaxy Crash in his hand. So it does look like that is a Beast of the Black Hole in his face down pile.
All right. So, um, Boulder Dragon Man, I mean Berserk Boulder Dragon dies. Adatrox does not because he has two lives. Um, so that's one of the strengths of that card.
And it looks like for some
And
reason, Goose Cards does decide to use a KO on Berserk Boulder Dragon. I don't see why that was necessary, but he does it and does finally get rid of that Berserk Boulder Dragon.
maybe he was too scared from last time that he just wanted to really make sure that the Boulder Dragon died.
Um, right here, Tomato can flip the power and health of Adidrux to kill the Kraka, and Goose Cards, his hand is only two cards right now, so Tomato Fries Land is at a huge card advantage, and actually at a star advantage as well.
I can tell you why he had to play that KO is because he put the heat buff on Kraka for some reason.
Very interesting. I don't see why Tomato Fries Land didn't attack. Very interesting.
Definitely.
That's gonna
So,
cost him unless he has something else ready. I guess if he has like a Beast of Black Hole, and he actually did use the thing on Pelfam, but Pelfam was played earlier, so that's a very questionable play. Did it looks like Goose Cards did not attack the planet?
with Uram,
Yeah, very interesting. I guess he
hmm,
didn't decide to attack the planet.
that must have been a play mistake. There's no way that was on purpose.
Oh, and there's Star Dealer. That's a huge play. That's going to give Goose Cards plenty of stars.
Yeah,
And it looks like Tomato is most likely going to. Oh, and he's going to AAA that. So that means that um, Goose Cards will not
Goose
get
Cards
those
does
seven
not get
stars.
gain the stars.
Yep, and
Yeah,
uh, I think Tomato
and
is going to not flip Humongous Ancient Rockman, and actually he's going to probably kill Kraka so that Uram cannot kill Humongous Ancient Rockman, unless, of course, Goose Card uses
yeah.
removal. That would be the ideal play, and it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Very, very smart play by Tomato Fries Land.
And this is why we were so confused about putting that buff on Kraka, because Kraka is so much easier to run over. Um,
Yep,
and
definitely.
yeah, going back to that play where he just triple A'd that Star Dealer, that's just the advantage of building up a hand,
Yep,
where you
definitely.
can keep these activators up and just really make sure to react to everything your opponent does. Speaking of opponents doing things, Goose Card played this Guster, removing the only active battle zone that Tomato had access to.
Very
So
smooth
that's going to slow him down
transition.
at least a little bit.
Nice transition, Aaron Gray.
I
Speaking of
tried.
opponents doing stuff, all right, dude. Okay, he is going to pass the turn to Tomato Fries Land, and I think Tomato. I think the obvious choice is to go ahead and flip Humongous Ancient Rockman's power and health to kill Uram. But maybe we'll see something else come out. I don't know. But Tomato does need to
He'll
buy a battle
definitely
zone.
he'll definitely have to buy a grandma first. I agree.
Okay. Tomato must have a play because he's taking a little while. Maybe we might see another Berserk. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't see why he would. I think it for Barrow, it's best though just to kill Uran and just be done with that and kind of just keep building up that hand and the stars. But this is up to him.
So,
Okay. Adding Battle Zone.
one thing that I think is important to mention here is that both Krakas are now in the discard pile. So
Ooh, yeah,
that infinite recycling that Night Jungle can do so well is now no longer possible unless Goose Cards is running double wormhole or some other way to get Krak back out.
yeah, and that actually might be huge for Tomato Fries Land. Goose Cards, he is really on the fence right now. And if he's not able to cycle anything back, that puts him in a really bad spot.
Definitely.
Also,
And this Guster,
let's take a minute.
while being
Let's take a minute to notice how nicely Goose Cards laid out his zones. Much better than people like Dawes. Um, yeah, you Dawes. You toss your zones to the side, and it's like you don't even put the creatures on top of it, and it's awful to look at. Yeah,
all right.
I just need to say that. Sorry.
So after we're done throwing shade at people, here's Underwood Burrower, who
Is going.
burrows under the woods.
Yep.
I did not think about what I was going to say before saying that.
And I think he's Goose Cards only has one card in hand, but he used Underwood Burrower to kill the Gook instead of the Slush Infestation because his Slush Infestation is on the Battle Zone of Tomato Fries Land, and that power is perfect amount to kill a flipped power and health amongst Ancient Rockman. But here comes Adidrox, who is going to kill Guster and provide some needed stall for Tomato Fries Land. Actually, he does not need any stall. He should be on the offense.
Well, this Underwood Burrower is kind of big, so maybe stalling because 3 points a turn is a relatively fast clock for this game. So
Yep.
being able to stall out is actually probably appreciated here quite well.
Okay, we'll see if Goose Cards has any plays with that two card hand of his. I would assume not. Oh, but he's going to play Pelifam. Okay. That's going to be 6 points if there is no response. Assuming he does
Now we
bounce
get to
out of
see if
drugs.
that Dark Space Eater was a Pelfam,
No, Goose Cards would
and
have to play Darks. Or, oh, wait, oh, Pelifam, yeah. Oh! Oh! He plays Super Bouncy Trampoline! No way!
it's the
The off
it's the
meta
tech.
pick!
Donnie,
Benny.
are you proud? Are you proud? Your card was used for the intended purpose. I know the
Benny.
card
Da,
doesn't show Pelfam, but that's what it was made for. Let's be honest here.
Benny, who was earlier eliminated in the tournament, rises from the grave to ruin Goose Card's chances of winning this game. What a play. I love to see it.
All right. So, Tomato showing up with all the spicy text today.
Wow.
All right. I
Somebody
mean,
needs to
black
send
hole
that to
blocker.
somebody needs to send that to Benny. He'll
Donnie.
love that.
Yeah. All right. So, now that we've all calmed back down, let's see what happens next. I think Goose Cards is still recovering a little.
He's definitely
It's
shaken.
Tomato's turn. Yeah. It's Tomato's turn. And he puts
Oh,
Powerproof Suit
what a
on
combo.
Underwood Borrower. And
So,
then
yeah,
plays
what
Supernova.
this does is it gets rid of Underwood Burrower's ability so that Supernova can be used to kill it, which is actually a very good combo.
I mean, normally I would comment about how this is card disadvantage. However, in this case, Tomato Fries is so far ahead when it comes to the amount of cards he has that he can afford to two for one like that and still be ahead.
Yep, definitely. He's still way ahead of this game. And it looks like he will likely attack for a point or two here, depending on what he decides to do.
That is the most accurate use of attack for a point or two that I have ever heard.
Thanks, Aaron Gray.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
so
Bunsen said in chat, Pog. Yeah, actually, can we get a Pog for that? For that super bouncy trampoline? Pog Daubeny.
somebody mentioned that this is a good game, and I have to agree. This is definitely a really good match, and
Okay.
it's even too. Like it's going back and forth.
Yep. Is Tomato going to decide to attack of Aterdrox? I saw he disconnected real quick, so maybe he's having issues on his end. No, but it looks like he's going to attack for two. No response. So Tomato
All right.
goes up 10-5. This is right where the game should probably start picking up in speed, even though Tomato's only technically halfway there. Okay, and we will see if Goose cards. Ooh, he does have a Thorngabork, which is actually a pretty good counter. Ooh, and they're gonna trade attacks. So it looks
Except
like,
that Thorngaborg has an ability when he dies.
yep. And since that was an attack, they're gonna trade, and it looks like Goose cards is going to draw one card.
Thorngaborg.
Um,
How big is that ability right now? Making Goose cards not lose card advantage. I mean, he doesn't have card advantage, but at least not go down in the amount of cards he has.
and we I see the Pog chain now, and we got after I said Pog, we got a Pog, Mega Pog, Gop, Poggers Bro, Oof, Pog, and from Zach, Pogo.
That might be my favorite.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a mistype or not. Zach, please answer that, because I'm curious. Ooh, Tomato's going to use a help about. Pay 3 stars to pick an attachment from his deck. And he's going to pick Blaze Elixir. Oh boy, here we go. This could be a dead Blaze Elixir or a dead equivalent, and this would actually be game if Goose Cards does not have an answer. But I think Tomato does have a Beast of the Black Hole waiting with his
Yup,
Dark Space Eater,
there it
so it
is.
looks like this would be game right here.
Well, let's see. So here's Blaze Elixir. There is a good reason that this card is
Also,
limited,
well, correction real quick,
but how about
that would not be game. Sorry, I called it early. That time I made a mistake. Okay, guys, you can rag on me this time.
all right,
And
here's Beast of the Black Hole, and it actually goes through.
Tomato
Okay.
did not use Dark Space Eater on Beast of the Black Hole. That is very interesting. And wow, looks like Goose Cards has an opportunity right here. He's slowly closing that card advantage gap.
He might come back into this game.
Oh, and did Goose Cards ever draw for that Thorngaborg? I'm not sure if he did, but that opportunity, that ship has gone. So
Probably sailed.
sailed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to remember the expression as I was saying it.
So we will see how this goes. I mean, this might be one of the biggest mysteries we've ever faced. Is what did Tomato Fries Land put under that dark space eater?
Yeah, that is the question. Also, everybody's ragging on me for the mistake. Yeah, it happens. We've been streaming for over 2 hours now. I'm tired. I ran out of water a while ago. It's California out here. Uh, but the stream will be over once this game's over, so I'll be good. I'll stick it out for you guys. Don't worry. Okay, and
All
Tomato
right.
passes.
So it's Goose Card's turn. Here we
Ooh,
go. Oh,
Pelfam.
that's a Pelfam. Bouncing the only target on the board being that slush infestation, so Goose Cards gets to redeploy
Creature
it
Zone.
into a creature zone.
And
And here
oh,
we
and he
go,
has
an
Beast of
attack for
Black
the
Hole in
kitty.
his hand.
Huh.
So we are still trying to figure out what that mystery card is in the face down pile. But it looks like I believe now all the Beasts of the Black Holes have been used for this game. But Tomato does still have a Galaxy Crash. Though if that is the card under the thing, I wonder what the reason is that he didn't play it earlier. And here comes Berserk Boulder Dragon. Does he have
Notable big boy.
does he
He
have a
does
power
not
berserk?
have.
It is gone.
He,
So that
he does
means
not have.
that's only going to be surviving for a few turns. So this will attack for 5 points, assuming that there is no blocking being done. But that's not going to last long. If
Well, he does have three
yeah,
targets.
if Goose Cards does not respond to that, Tomato would win. If he has no defense, I don't know what that was. Um, so Berserk Boulder Dragon's going to go down the two, and Goose Cards needs any type of stall right now. Oh wait, oh Tomato
Tomato
took back.
decided not to attack and
He
now
took back
plays,
his attack. That's what that was. Sorry guys.
yeah, plays double wormhole. Interesting timing to play that now with the Berserk Boulder Dragon on the board.
Yep. Very
Um,
interesting.
However, the count does not change. It's not dynamic, so it makes sense.
Yep. And
All
now
right,
he's
now he
attacking.
attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, because fun fact about this game, there is no main phase 2. After you attack, your turn is over.
Yep. So it's Goose Card's turn, and he needs anything right now just to save him.
Someone in chat is saying that the Dark Space Eater could be a triple A, so an activation activated activator,
That would be very
which would make
interesting.
sense. I have seen that before used against me specifically. Um,
What, the one game you played?
don't tell them about that.
Okay, okay. Okay, Goose Cards must be
Okay.
thinking. And that's going to be and EEC, Trade of the Nightingale, and he has an Underwood Burrower, so he's going to kill the EEC for Burrower to be played, so he doesn't have to kill his Slush Infestation. But is this just a wall? And it looks like it is. But Berserk's going to get this one attack, and then he's going to be dead. So Tomato needs to figure out what he's going to be doing in a few turns from now. It looks like Goose Cards is depleted of his Night Jungle cards because we haven't seen them in a while. So I'm not sure if Goose Cards even has the resources anymore to come back and win this game.
I mean, I guess we'll see. But yeah, Tomato has been in a card advantage lead for a long time during this game. And it's just amazing how long Goose Cards has been able to hold out,
Yep.
which is a testament to the power of the Night Jungle cards, really.
So Tomato is going to kill Underwood Burrower with his Berserk Boulder Dragon, but Berserk Boulder Dragon is dead now because his counter ran out. So the board is clear, and this opens up an opportunity for Goose Cards, and he's going to use this opportunity to attack for one with Glove, which is pretty cute because that's not doing anything, especially with this current score.
Yeah, and Gla, usually more of a utility creature that you would use to get rid of your opponent's creatures, but in this case, just use as a beat stick. Okay, not really a beat stick, more like a pebble that you throw at your opponent
I
to try
forgot.
and
I
disorient them.
think it may have. I forgot who it was, but somebody said like they like to imagine that Glove picks up the trees with his tail and chucks them at the opponent to kill him. And I think that's like the most fun thing to imagine ever.
That is definitely someone who needs to animate that.
Yes. Yes, that would be amazing.
If anybody here can animate, do that,
Yeah,
please.
please. Yeah.
I will pay you. Uh,
Top
I'll
dollar.
make like I'll make something for you. I don't know. Anyway, here's Strange Violet Boulder. Number 2, coming out from Tomato Fries Land.
What is he going to do with it? Is he going to use the ability or is he just going to flip? Okay, Tomato's just explaining himself after a little mistake and some confusion that it caused. Okay, Tomato's going to Meteoroid Storm. He might be looking for a break right here. Uh, I think we might be seeing an ominous, actually. This could be game. If he does have
It
ominous.
could well be. Let's see if this is omnious.
I was saying ominous. Ominous. Okay,
He activates Strange Violet Boulder, flipping head.
so that kills the card, and he gets to add one Boulder Dragon creature from his galaxy to his hand. So maybe this is not what his plan was. That's
Well,
interesting.
here's Boulder Dragon, the normal one.
Okay, so he's gonna pay for Guster.
Here,
Does he have Omnius though? Oh wait, oh he did pay for it. So no, he doesn't even have enough stars. So
looks
Glow's
like
gonna
the
be dead.
game will continue for some more time.
Yep.
So, Goster blows Gla away. I think he's powerful enough to do that. And now it's Goose Card's turn. So he draws his card.
Oh, and Tomato did forget to remove his own. That is the main reason why Guster's used. So, Tomato, come on, man. Don't forget that. From a friend to a
Well,
friend. Don't forget it, dude. Come on.
we talked about how it's getting late and it's been a while. This game has been active for a very long time,
Yeah, a very long time, definitely. It's
and
at
the
least like 45
players
minutes.
the
They get,
players
yeah.
are also starting to make mistakes. It
And
can happen.
Goose Card's hand is gone, but Tomato has a very small hand, so this could actually give Goose Cards an opportunity to come back right here.
It's also important to mention at this point Uram's ability. Um,
Oh, yes.
so how many killed Night Jungle resources does he have? One, two, three, four, five, six. So he has everything.
Oh,
He
jeez.
has immunity from activators, creatures, and resource cards. So he cannot be killed by basically anything.
Well, it's by the abilities of, so if, say, like a De or whatever comes out, he can actually attach KO and kill Uram, but he has to have something more powerful. And I'm not sure if Tomato has an answer here because, yep, it looks like he's just gonna wall unless he has KO here. Uh, oh, he's gonna use Go Berserk.
So, Ryan, enlighten me. What does Go Berserk do?
So what Go Berserk does is, uh, when you play a big Boulder Dragon or normal Boulder Dragon, activate the card, and it brings a Berserk Boulder Dragon to your planet, and like the Berserk Boulder Dragon gets twice as many turns for his thing, for his counter, of course. Oh, and he's gonna attach a Eternity Amulet on top of that.
All right. So, that is a very, very big boy. And he runs over Uram. So he doesn't even care about that ability immunity.
Yep. And I will mention real quick that is Tomato's third Berserk Boulder Dragon played so far because Go Berserk did fetch it from his discard. Is that an Ice Elixir? Ooh, that hurts.
What? How great of a top deck.
Yep. Oh my god.
Once again,
Wow.
telling Berserk Boulder Dragon to chill out. Again.
Stop with that. Oh my god. Okay, we'll see if Tomato has any creatures in his hand. And he does. He has Big Boulder Dragon, uh, which has 260 power. He's gonna flip it anyway though, and that's gonna be 3 points, which is not game, but it does make the score 18-6. Like even though the score of this game is 18-6, that's very deceiving. This has been a very back and forth, close game the entire time, and a very good game.
Definitely. I mean, It's definitely going towards the
Oh
end now.
no! No!
Rewind wormhole.
No!
Both players lose 5 points.
You're kidding.
The ultimate stall card. A card that I used to play a lot in Trollka as well, just to make the game go longer, because that's what I did.
Yep, and this game will be going on for a while. Guys, can we get a what's the opposite of pog?
No idea.
Okay, I would say boo him, but please don't do that, guys, actually. That's toxic. Somebody in chat said, "My lord, how in God's name?"
Alright, and that is the flippening.
No response, of course. Can't. That's that. I think that rewind wormhole is just gonna make it look
Game.
worse on the scoreboard. It's gonna look like a 20-1, even though it's gonna be like 25 to like uh 25-6.
Alright, here's Yak. Not a great draw right here. Not really what you want to see. And this might just be game. Goose Cards hasn't drawn any answers. I mean, he only has 3 cards left in deck. I think it might just be over.
Okay, so that puts him at 19, right? Yep. So here we go.
Alright.
Oh yeah, Berserk. I guess should be dead. Yep. Okay. But let's see if Goose has anything.
Yeah, Ice Elixir just
Oh.
prevents entering battle zones, not actually freezes time. But here's Togma, the ultimate wall machine. And with 2 trees on board, that's going to take a while.
Okay. So, um, Goose Cards has 2 cards left. I don't know if he has anything that can make it through Big Boulder Dragon. Um.
I mean, we're going to see it very soon. Like, he's going to kill this Gook, he's going to draw the rest of his deck, and we will see if he has any sort of answer or not.
Uh-oh.
Those last 2 cards might be double wormhole. Those are probably the only cards, the only card that can save him.
Uh-oh. So, that's gonna kill EX, but Tomato's gonna lose 2 points due to EX ability.
Right.
Okay.
Alright, so Big Boulder Dragon hitting Togma. Togma's gonna eat
Oh,
Gook and survive.
wait. Um.
Um,
Uh. Interesting. Okay, let me just enter 17 real quick. Tomato does need to fix that though.
Alright, so
Oh.
basically,
Oh.
Goose cards went ahead and also just killed
No, wait.
Togma
No.
for the attack from the Boulder Dragon.
Wait. Um.
Um,
Tomato is confused.
but so Bunsen said they might deck out. They certainly will. The only thing is that there is currently no deck out rule in Chaos Galaxy. So there is actually no repercussions whatsoever for your deck being empty.
and that's
And
all he
then
has. So
Chaos Galaxy decides to post M.
M.
So, hmm. Alright, so Guster, Glow without ammo. I think at this point, this would be the point when you concede. However, Goose Cards
Yep.
decides, oh
The
yeah, yup, that's a concede right there.
Wow. Okay. So very long game, very hard fought battle, but Tomato Fries Land with his Boulder Dragons pulls through against the Night Jungle.
Alright,
What a game.
well, good game, everybody, and thank you for watching. Again, we'll be back tomorrow at for the Europeans out there. It's 10 p.m.
That's for like your time zone, Central Europe, right?
Yeah, that's my yeah. UTC plus one. It's 10 p.m. It's
And
actually 20 past midnight right now where I am.
and where I
Just a
am,
little fun
it
fact.
is 6:23. So UTC -4, aka where I live, it will be at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Again at again tomorrow. And we got some
All
M's in
right.
chat. So I'll be ending the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.